Welcome to the咏春Museum Wind Dummy series. This is the 4th series. I have done the sitting down 从标记。Wind dummy is always part of the Shaolin legends. I have traveled to the north and the southern Shaolin. Even though there is no physical evidence of the Windman Hall, what the legends speak about, but the evidence is in most of the Shaolin systems, particularly the southern Shaolin. The Yi-Men system, almost all Wing-Chun has a wind dummy. The other southern Shaolin also have it. The wind dummy is one of the components where the Shaolin people practice as a tool. Most of the wind dummy Mok-Yen-Zong I come across is actually called Dei-Zong. It's actually grounded. Okay, the stump actually go to the ground. This dummy here sometimes we refer as the Hong Kong style because it hangs. I'll probably have to do with the environment. Supposedly when the Wing-Chun went to Hong Kong, they probably couldn't dig holes into those high rises. So therefore, they come up with this hanging version. The important thing about the dummy is that you have to understand it's one of the most important tools for the Wing-Chun trainings. The word Mok-Yen-Zong literally means wooden man structure. Zong, the word is structure, or a pillar, something that holds up the building. Let me explain about the Mok-Yen-Zong in terms of the dimension. Important thing is we have the upper gate, the middle gate, and the lower gate. This is what you already learned in Silim Town. Okay, then you have 2 arms, the middle arm, and then the lower legs. Now for us to use this as a device, sometimes based on application, this could be the outside or the inside. Again, it's based on applications. So in the series that I will demonstrate the basic applications, then you will understand sometimes this could be the inside, sometimes this could be the outside. Zong means structure. Okay, as a Kung Fu guy, you need structures. This is important. When you meet with the outside energy, you have to be well trained, well prepared. Zong sound. This is when we engage your opponents, you have a sense of structure. Or sometimes we say Ku Zong. Or sometimes we have a poem called Guan Zong. So this is all expressed before you even have a chance to engage your opponents. Yourself have to have a sense of structure. I'd like to talk a little bit about the nature of a Zong. Ultimately, the Mok-Yen-Zong is a tool, but it's a very unique tool, particularly for Wing-Chun. It's like a mold, okay? It kind of helps us to get our positions, be able to allow us to send the energy into the right place and understanding about applications. Now, because it's a tool, an apparatus for training, we have to be flexible. There's a lot of discussion about, well, how many sections are there, or what sequence, or how many techniques. Some people even maybe count. They say the number 108 or 116. This is not the important thing, because as a tool you can practice in different sequences. Grandmaster Yi-Men, he taught a student almost like a private lessons, in the sense that he can accustom his students. So sometimes he will adjust based on his students' experience. So sometimes the sequence could be slightly different. Or for example, section 1 and section 2, sometimes in a different family it's section 1. So this is variations. It's not the most important nature about the Zong. The important thing is that this is the apparatus for us to train. Wind dummy is always probably the second best thing to a real partner to train with. Given the dimensions, the wind dummy won't adjust. So like I said, it's a very good tool to mold and to sharpen, to refine our techniques. But you can never compare to a live opponent. We give you live energy, change your positions. This is probably the best partner when you don't have a live partner. One of the purpose that we practice Zong is to understanding what is the concept behind it. Now every series in our previous tape, I cover concepts. So I want to go ahead and lay out 3 most important concepts for you to train. First, it helps us to find the right angles, right positions. Without the proper angles, we really don't have the efficiency in Wing Chun. Second, it helps you to be able to generate power to the center line in a way that you can feel the energy. And to further refine your attributes, balance, timing, sense of distance, all this is refined. So this energy part is a big area. Now when you combine the right angle, right position with the right energy, this gives us the proper applications. If you have those elements, then you have fan sao. So fan sao in Chinese means follow-up hands. Okay? You cannot have a follow-up hand if your position is wrong or your energy is wrong. So those 3 ideas, proper angles, proper energy, further development of attributes, and ability to have combination to follow up is one of the key focus for us to be able to apply our tools for applications. This is one of the key reasons for us to use this apparatus. Now that I have given some background information on the咏春桩, I'd like to go through the 3 sequences how I want to introduce each section. Each section I will show you the right angle, the right positions first, then the proper energy, and then show you the applications. So this is how we're going to introduce section by section. Okay, next I'd like to demonstrate section by section with the proper angles, the energy, the applications. So before that, I would like to introduce my assistants. Starting from first, Savvy, JK, and James. Section 1. Savvy is going to help us to demonstrate section 1. I'm going to explain technique by technique. Okay, the opening with the proper distance. Zong sao, palm strike, lap gang sao, bong, panda, 干斩手 with the leg check, 捆手，綁攤打 with the leg check, 干斬手，圈 jet and palm, double jet and double 唐手。This is the beginning of a 木人桩 first technique. The first most important angle is center line. If I don't have my own center and don't have full energy, then I might have to use extra motions. I might be doing things like moving around. Okay, so this first technique allows us to express the most direct, most simple way for Wing Chun applications. Center line. The next move, palm strike and neck pull. As I mentioned before, it could be application from inside or outside. For example, inside, lock inside, or it really depends on applications. What is the inside and the outside hand? So the important part on this combination is having the full energy, establish a proper structure, which is really one of the nature of the zone. So when you practice, you need to focus the energy going back to the center. Then palm strike. The energy going back to the center. Then palm strike. Pull. Now this is detail on the angles. The first technique is 撞手. It's the ability to engage your opponent with the best angle and the right energy. So I totally occupy his center. This is the second move. Or the 立頸手. Okay, so this is a little bit detail on the wooden dummy. After we do the palm, when you occupy the center, when you pull, mistake could be that you might be pulling in. You have to redirect him. So then you have the right angle. So that's why you have the sequence lock hands out here. The next movement is ball tanda. So again, if James will punch me, this is outside bounce out. Next one, if he coming from this side, which means he have to travel longer distance, and I will use the same hand which is closer to engagement. But this time, again, I can control his upper gate, middle gate, and lower gate. Okay, if you want to watch that again. Upper gate, strike to the middle gate, and my footwork is to control his lower gate. So I totally have the center line. So I'm using a proper angle and using less energy. So that's why in the technique, upper gate, middle gate, lower gate. And my footwork is to control his lower gate. Next is gan zam sao. Now let me show you the most direct application first. Okay? It's the ability to protect your upper gate and middle gate again. I can simultaneously strike, because in this case he did not even come close to my middle gate, but I'm still protected. If he did come to my middle gate, then my hand would make contact. So this is gan zam sao. So sometimes I will use upper hands and the lower hands based on his attack, but in a fight you cannot always look at the hands, because we don't want to chase the hands. So this is the end of details. When you do the gan zam sao, my energy is going into the arm. This is the same thing as chopping the arm. We call chasing the hands. So what I want to do is cover my space, but the energy still going back into the dummy. So the application has the effect of direct energy going back to his center, and I'm covering. So this is one of the more of a direct way of using the gan zam sao. Outside, back to inside. Or if you punch, I could be inside, back to outside. So this is the nature of Ganzhao. Outside, back to inside. Okay, after Ganzhao, it's Quanzhao. Quanz is to maintain the space or to bound. Okay, it's a very good technique. It's a circular technique because it's more efficient to deal with incoming force. Second, being circular technique, it covers more space. So it's a technique you can use to cover one gate or two gates simultaneously. This is one example of Guanzhao. He comes to attack the upper gate, so I can sweep. And second, or I'm not sure exactly where he's coming from, so I just basically screen and cover all my gates. So this is Guanzhao. One is to be able to cover the space. So in this case, I cover my upper gate, middle gate, and actually I hit him with the lower gate. So all my three gates is occupied. Another purpose of Guanzhao is have a sense of being able to capture your opponent's arm. Okay? Allow me to quickly trap the hands, because you cannot catch somebody's hands with just one hand. So you see, Guanzhao idea is to be able to sweep your own gate, cover your own space, efficiently redirect the energy in a circular motion. Now you notice the angles. This express, if I stand over here, actually this arm already hit me. So for details, you need to know that this is a real attack. Your body has to be out of the way. So this is detail. This attack is out of the way. Out of the way. So if I do right here, in essence, if this is a real kick, it still got me. The next move is the same, Quan, then Handa. So I'd like to talk a little bit detail on the legs. Again, punch. So this leg serves the purpose of occupying the low gate. In this case, his center is open. Now I can do a lot of things. I can kick him, I can knee him. If he has the other foot out, this acts as a control. Now my foot is inside. Okay, or I get a better angle. So this is important. That's why when we practice this part, the legs are maintaining contact. Same movement. The last sequence is a Hunzao. Sometimes Hunzao we can use one hand first. From inside, I need to go to outside. Okay? So in this sequence, we train the hands learn how to flow simultaneously. So if you want to see the exact movement, so from inside to outside. Him, if he punch again, jut. So jut. So from inside to outside. So you can see this section 1, a lot of basic technique. Now you can really appreciate the dummy because you really get to see the different angles. In a real attack, I cannot always just stand toe to toe with him. I want to capture an angle. Okay? I want to be able to take his facing away. The center line, the facing, that's what we learn in Sidentao. The footwork from Chamkyu, and then the explosive energy of Yuji, all combined. This is the nature of the section 1. Section 2 actually is mirror image. One is left side, one is right side. want to explain about the ending of each section. Double jut, double toss out. This normally is when your hands is already engaged, when you're already making contact. That's why in Chi Sao, right away, as soon as I feel his energy is hard, if he comes in, then I can jut. This is what we call Loi Lao concept. Okay? Or if his energy is stiff, I can send him off also. So a lot of times Loi Lao Hui Song, if he comes in, then you can always see the energy I can utilize. So this jut tops out. In training we have a sequence, we have a particular positions. But in real situation your hand could be here. If he suddenly give me some energy, you see, right away I can use it. Or if I feel like he's like jerking his hand away, I can send it off. This is the idea about understanding life energy, but we try to get the angles from the dummy. Section 3. Box out, face up. Now you notice his body unity. Okay, he's deflecting off his center and his whole body is utilized, not just with the hands. And this is also details too. If you don't pay attention, a lot of beginners, they will do this. Now what is this? This is fingers versus the proper structure of the palm. So this is all details here. Continue please. Jut. This is a knife hand chop. Sometimes referred as saken, cute neck. Jut up, chop, punch, double jut, pumps out, stop. Okay, this is low bounce out. If this is a real kick or low punch, savvies have a correct angle. Show me a wrong angle. Yeah, see? Now you can see the punch is actually going through his body. So this is wrong angle. Fat out, wang jiao or side kick. Again, check his angle. So this is the attack. It's going away from his body or not hitting his body. This is line of fire. Every strike you have to treat it as like a gun. Okay, you cannot be in the line of fire. Next. Same sequence. Arms out. Correct. Po Pai. Now this is Po Pai. Well, Po Pai zone is a pushing. So the technique begins after you make contact. So now I'm in a good position and I have his legs secure. So once I have contact, now I begin the Po Pai technique. So this is the Po Pai. When we use Po Pai, primarily we used to uplift our roots, pushing your opponent. And I strike. By the time I make contact, the technique is done. So now I'm in a good position. Okay, I can strike with the upper gate, middle gate. In the form, you have a Po Pai up, you have a Po Pai middle, and I have his legs secure. So once I have contact, now I begin the Po Pai technique. So this is the Po Pai. The technique begins after you make contact. Okay, let's see the section 3 applications. We begin with Pak Sao. The Pak Sao is one of the things that you learn first in Wing Chun. Most of the school that I experienced actually began with Pak Sao. When we practice Paksao, we have this type of angle. He throw me a punch. Now this, you have to understand, this is for practice because we want the beginner to train the center line. Now if you have to use it this way, then you're going to run into a couple problems. One is the energy. You have an energy that's crashing head on. If he punch, I go straight, he's coming in. This is head on. The sitting tau stage. Now when you get to the dummy stage, you have to be efficient with energy. So again, you adjust the angle. So same thing, right? So now the angle changed. Okay, his punch is going away from me, and I'm avoiding meeting on his force head on. But at the same time, James, can you feel where my energy is going? Right, it's going back to the center. So we have to avoid the mistake of what we call chasing the hand. This would be chasing the hand. You see, my hand left my own center. So not only my hand stay on center, it has to be back on to his center. This is a proper projection of energy. So this will be the technique again. Punch again. Right. So everything I do is based on center line. So because as soon as he make a move, I have influence because my hands towards his center line. The Paksao is not simple as redirecting the energy. It acts as a way to find out what's out there. It kind of have a nature of Mansao. Because in a real scenario, I want to be direct. Even if I successfully redirect him, you know, this is strictly defensive. I could easily do a Pakda. Okay? So, but that's why the nature of Pak also contains the nature of Mansao. For example, okay, I find out what's out there. I feel his energy. So Paksao, so section 3. This is jut, kill the neck, then punch again and punch. Okay. Now in practice, you learn the sequence, but in the real situation, it doesn't have fixed patterns. Again, Pak. Okay, redirecting him. The next thing comes, if he comes straight, I can redirect down. So that's why the next hand is more of a jut and then quick go forward. Okay, so in the form, turning and then next one is straight. The only difference is that the punch is low. Okay? In the application, it's based on whichever gate is open. This is important. Okay? So if he's here, or if I can totally control his arm, the middle gate or upper gate, both is open. But remember, by the time you practice the dummy at this stage, the footwork, the angle, the energy, the trapping, the two hands work as one, all the previous concept and body mechanics, what you learn is expressed together. Now the next sequence, bounce out, flat out, side kick. In different families, sometimes they express the side kick, sometimes they express the front kick. It really depends on the distance and which target are you hitting with. A middle gate attack, deflection. Again, this is not deflection here. So in the dummy form, you must have the arms pointing away. And the next shot comes, flats out. Again, you can see, because I'm in the right angle, I'm in a position to really call the shot. No bombs out. Okay, again, you can see the deflection going away from me, not in front of you. Okay, so because I'm in a better angle, the next shot, if he comes again, I can really take his position away. Okay, now because I have a better position, I can follow up. This is called combination, or sometimes referred as fansao. This is one of the ways that allow us to follow up. We have to know when to follow up, when not to hit. Okay, now you see where he's at now. At this distance, what would be the natural extension of my technique? Side kick. Okay, let's watch from the other angle. If I really take his balance away, my next follow-up will be a side kick. This is the perfect angle for me to finish him. Okay, by the way, side kick is the longest technique that we have in Wing Chun. But we don't go outside of the 6th gate. And we don't try to miss the efficiency factor. So even if he's far away, I still have to continue and recover my 6th gate. Now if he's close, just here, if he backs away, then the quickest kick I have is the front kick. Here, center line. This is all based on applications. So again, you cannot say this is the only way to practice dummy. So if you see a school that teaches this way, these are just variations. Okay, so you can see the kicks of Wing Chun is being expressed here. Where did we learn this from? Tomkyo. Okay? You can do front kick. You can do side kick. Okay? Flexibility it's in the applications. Now after this sequence, you go to Popeye. Low, you sink. High. Sink. High. Again, okay, you cannot Popeye somebody this way. If he does that to me, he's open. This is not a right angle. Okay? So in application, as I demonstrated earlier with Savvy, you can see the angles of this is here. Can you push me, James? You cannot. I am pushing. Okay? It's a good technique because you really have control of the center, especially if you go to upper gate. Now if the head goes, guess what happened to the center line? The center line also goes too. Now section 3 is actually the first kick in the wind dummy set. The concept behind the section 3 kicks is really back down to the Sirimtao concept of facing again. Based on the distance, I can use side kick. If I'm from here, then side kick is not possible because I have to turn and the distance is too close. So front kick would be correct. So again, this is a Sirimtao concept of facing. We want to maximize our tools. So in order to do that, you must have 6 gates. So these first kicks teach us how do you adjust the distance. Front kick, closer. Side kick, or farther away. So there is a lot of considerations always in the sense of, what is the right technique. It's really based on your position, your distance, of course, timings. Section 3. Okay, now we're going to be doing section 4. Hyun Sao, Hyun Sao, Hyun Sao, jump and palm. Palm, palm down. Okay, stop. This is sometimes referred as 3 motion in 1 action. 3 techniques simultaneous. When Chen we have save time. Sometimes we have to have simultaneous defense and offense. You look at here. Here we have a defense, but you have an offense here and offense here. Down, down. Hyun, hyun, hyun. Jump and low palm. Palm. Same thing. Down, down, hyun. Finish. Okay, now in this section, this is the second series of the Wing Chun kicks in the dummy. Section 3 we have a side kick after front stomp. Now here we have a low stomp kick. The stomping kick in Wing Chun is quite unique because the energy of course is going towards the center, but it's also going downwards. Section 4 begins with series of Hyun Sao. As I explained before, Hyun you can do with 1 hand. In this particular section is 2 hands. You have to pay attention to the angle. You notice that my arms are touching his forearm. This is control. If I don't have this, or I just control this part here, then actually there's nothing stopping him to strike me. So the angle of this arm you must have, because now I do have a slight hand control. If he make a move, yeah, I'm right there. Or even this hand, I have more control. You gotta be able to control the arm. If you Kwan here and then strike, you see the big space I'm open right here, or you come in here. Okay, so a little bit more detail. The angle is still the same, okay? You don't want to do this, punch, straight. This is not good. This is still open. You can use this hand to attack, okay? And then it comes again with this hand. So again, the angle you must have good with control. So the next move is a jut, punch. Follow with this sequence, you have the second kick. Now I'd like to explain about the what we call stomping type of kick. In kicking, you have what we call like just like a snap, okay? Or sometimes you have like a push. Or this one's like a push, but it's downward, as though you're stomping on something. In practice, you could apply this angle straight. Let's say he comes in, this will be a straight. It probably would not stop his attack right away, but just give you concept of what we call mo yin gyo. In Southern Shaolin, our kicks are low, called no shadow kicks. But the angle to use it, okay, it could be straight. So if James come with a punch, okay, he have to step in. So this will be more of a distraction or interception, or even against a kick. Okay, so this is a straight angle. It's more of an intercept. Now why do we do the side angle? Because this is the real angle you need to take him down. This angle here. Now earlier I said about stomping, right? In practice, dummy legs do not bend. But in application, the energy has to go down. Okay, we do it slow. One, the kick is down. Okay, so stomp, then you can stomp again. So this is a finishing kick. Okay, now imagine the hard surface. On the way down, the knee hitting the ground with the body weight behind it. This is where you do the damage. So it's really totally destroying the center and balance. Angle is very important. From here, you lean and then follow through. That's the stomping kick. This is so that you can see there's two angles right now. The front, then the side. Okay? So sometimes I could be using different foot. One, then two. You see the way we apply is simultaneously with two hands and foot. This is a progression of skill we try to express. From single movement to two movements, then combining. That's hot. Then I punch. This is for training. For real practice, then you don't have the time to do that, because if he throws a 1-2 at me, then we both hit. Yes. So because I'm throwing a 2-beat. So that's why when Chen say, okay, well, if I need to protect me, I'm going to hit. Best defense is offense, and best offense need a strong defense. So sometimes we do simultaneous. You cannot do it 1, 2, 3. This is not for application. For application, you have the angles, same time. Then you finish him on the ground. 3 motions in one. If you need to move with one motion, this is the best way. Straight angle, this is the most simple way. This is always the Wing Chun principle. Simple, direct. Okay, I'd like to add a little bit on the energy part. A lot of time in Wing Chun, we like to redirect larger force. We have a lot of beginners, they tend to shift their center. This is incorrect. And in essence, this is not redirecting, I'm running away. If I catch him and as I'm redirecting, I'm running away, what is wrong with that? But in a real fight, his energy is going to have to come in. Maybe his technique's finished, but the momentum is still there. So if I shift my center, the situation is going to be probably like this. Okay, this is moving away. Okay, so a lot of time when we don't have a good balance, it's because we shift our weight. Watch again. This is not deflected. This is moving away. So you have to make sure your center is balanced, and then what is moving is the incoming energy. So you see now his energy is really going away from me, and this is called redirection. So in the dummy, we have to show this proper energy, make sure it's being redirected here, and then redirected. That's why you cannot do this. Where you gotta have the proper angle, and then the energy is being redirected away from you. Now that you have seen the part 1 of the Mo Zong, and I'd like to conclude with that the most important thing about part 1 is to give you the background information and to give you the focus in realms of the 3 most important areas why we develop and practice the Mo Zong, which is develop the right angles, give you the right training for the energies. When you combine those two, they allow you to have a superior position, which allow you to have follow-up hands combinations. And ultimately, the objective is to be able to apply our Kung Fu. This is for applications. So be cautious about developing too many drills that is fixed.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope that you find it informative as well as entertaining. This video was brought to you by TC Media, who also publish Kung Fu Qigong magazine and KungFuMagazine.com. These publications, as well as our vast video library, are just a portion of our offerings to you in the wide world of martial arts. Please take a brief moment to review our extensive collections of other products for the martial arts. Through our product fulfillment center, Martial Arts Mart, we bring you a complete selection of the highest quality products for the martial arts at affordable prices. We also offer valuable discounts and rapid delivery service by the most knowledgeable sales representatives. To receive a free catalog for yourself or your friends, please call us toll-free at 1-800-824-2433 or check out our online store at www.martialartsmart.com. Act now.
Welcome to the Wing Museum Wind Dummy series. This is the 4th series. I have done the sitting down from the beauty. This is the part 2 of the咏春series. Part 2 begin at section 5 and finish at the section 8. In the later part of the咏春contain a lot of Wing Chun kicking methods, including sweeping, the right angles, the combinations, and so forth. I'm sure you enjoy it. Next, I'd like to demonstrate each sections with the right energy, the right angle, with the applications. But before that, I'd like to introduce my assistants. First, Savvy, JK, and James. Section 5. Now we're on section 5. This is the pole pie section. Okay, the first pole pie is Kwan pole pie. Bong pole pie. Ganta pole pie. Bong pole pie. Finish. So in a previous section we have a horizontal pole pie. In section 5, the pole pie is always vertical pole pie. Then you repeat the same on the other side. Begin, one, pole pie. Bong, pole pie. Dan jump, pole pie. Bong, pole pie. So remember, important thing about this section, you got to be able to express the proper energy on the dummy. I mentioned it previously that the pole pie begin after you make contact. Okay, for example, after my hands connects, then I exert the energy rather than going 1 and 2. So if I go 1, boom, this is more like a strike rather than a push. I want to be able to make contact, then exert the full energy. So this is after you have the right angles, connection, then you can really send him flying away. Okay, now let's see some of the applications for Popeye in section 5. Jut, Hun. Okay. Now again, this is technique already expressed in the previous levels. Jut is introduced in Silim Tao, the vertical. This horizontal jut is expressed in Buji. Right away you can see this juts out, follow up with a chop. Or if he comes again, they allow you to be able to really take advantage. Because they're a close range technique, it follows logically that we have all this Popeye together in section 5. The first sequence is follow is Ganzam Popeye. Now this angle allow me to influence the center line, which is right here. And imagine I try to do Ganzam from here. His full energy is still coming towards me. You cannot do Popeye or try to really outmove somebody if you don't have a proper angle. So the angle you must have first. So now from here, I can do Popeye. So Popeye, you must get the right angles. Then make contact, then send him away. The first sequence of Popeye is Kwan after the Hun and No Palm. Okay, let's see the application. Kwan, again I'm in a good position. My hand can hit him, but his hand have to cross, which is not good for him. So this is number one. It proves I have a better face. Kwan. Second, his center is going away from me, where my center is going towards him. So after Kwan, then I can quickly change this into Popeye. Okay, the second Popeye comes from a Bong Sao Popeye. Okay, now in the position, again I have my upper gate covered. If I want more secure, I can control his hand. I'm in a perfect position to again send him flying. Before you do the Popeye, you have to be in the right angle. That means he's in a weak position. Then Popeye, you can really generate the power to send him. So now you've seen some of the Popeye application, right? Kwan Popeye, then Bong Popeye, then Ganzam Sao Popeye. One little detail is the Bong, because you have actually slight variation in the wind dummy set. Sao Popeye, and if he comes again, it's changed. The Bong Sao change to occupy the upper gate, then you cross him, then you're ready to exert your Popeye. If he don't come from this side, and you're already in a superior position in the first time with the Bong Sao, then this is already, the Bong Sao quickly capture his middle gate, then you can do Popeye from this side. So that's why you have Bong high hand or Bong low hand. This is all being practiced on the section 5 of the wind dummy. Section 6. Ganzam, 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 Bong, Tan, Chop, Pop, and Trot. Other side. Now this is interesting because you see there's like, it seems like extra steps and he kicks from the back foot. Now in teaching this part about the kicking, it's not about, okay, now you learn front foot kick and then now you learn back foot kick. Really, this you don't need to teach. The idea is that you have to learn how to capture the angle from the front, the side. So now section 6 kicking teach you an angle from the back where you can still apply this kick. Okay, so you see again you have many angles. This is one of the key components for you to be able to use Wing Chun for applications. Section 6 begin with Gan Zhan Dao, and then it follow a whole sequence of fast hand. So Wing Chun, when you have such a short distance, you need fast combination. But this sequence teach you not about fast hands, but it's really trapping technique. The first combo, 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. Bong or Quan, pan and trap. Bong or Quan, pan and trap. Again, you put all this knowledge together. In order to trap somebody, you have to have control of his center and facing. Here you see my center is totally free and his center is crossed. So this is a trap. But again, we explained the sequence from Jambi. From here, the next move is here. You see his center line's been destroyed. He's leaning this way and I'm coming in. So again, I have such a powerful strike. It's because my angle is correct. So Wing Chun always uses a smarter way. Our next sequence, right? The tan and trap. Again, tan. So this sequence of a lot of people would like to do real fast in these sections, which means that you understand really the function of this section is be able to quickly trap your hand, tie them up. Again, tan. So this section 6 is our third sequence of kicks. In section 4, we already introduced the stomp kick. For section 4, the stomp kicks, you can either stop him with the front in terms of directions, or you come to a side directions. So this is introduced in section 4. So why do we have a section that kick with the back foot? It's not important you kick with the front foot or the back foot. Okay, the teaching is that you have the third angle to apply these kicks. Front, side, back. Front, side, back. In the hitting kick or Mo Ying Ge of Wing Chun, you have to see which angle allow you to apply this kick, which is really the front, the side, and behind your opponents. So in section 6, when you represent the back, it also represents your behind your opponents. Let's see from this angle again. Front, side, back. Front, side, back. Okay? So again, this allows me to totally destroy his balance. I have a superior position, superior angle, and be able to apply Mo Ying Ge. Again, Mo Ying Ge is a shadowless kick. It's a kick that you feel, not the kick that you see. Section 7, Ting Ge, Wang Ge, Ting Ge, Wang Ge. Sweep or So Ge. Now you see this section have 3 kicking techniques. One is front foot kick with the stomp, and front foot kick with the side kick. Then you have a sweeping kick called So Ge. In section 7 and 8, you have a lot of kicking techniques. first kick is Jingge or hitting kick, which you've seen in the previous section. This tells you the most direct line. If somebody made a mistake, come in with the opening, then you can just take advantage of the center line. Now you notice what I did after I kick. Here I still have distance. Especially if I really connected, he probably going to go backwards. So when I step down, I have to be able to maintain that distance. So it's a step down and be able to maintain that proper positions. We train how to follow up with a step, or it could be follow up with a kick. So it would be something like this. Okay, that would be a variation. So you kick and come down with a step, follow up, because you cannot have a strong hand technique if you don't come down first. Or you could come down with a kick, then we adjust again. So you can see this is very practical for self-defense. The last part of this series, you have what we call sweep. In Biuji, we have a sweeping motion. In order to sweep somebody, we must do one thing: center line domination. So, for example, then I want to sweep him. What is wrong in this position? We are even. So, in other words, actually, J-King can also sweep me too. Yeah. See, this is not center line domination. So, in a wooden dummy, we parry, sweep, and just control the upper gate, so I can destroy his balance before I sweep. So, the real application would be from here, I must destroy his center line. Dan, can you sweep me? Yeah. Okay, this is the movement when you get to here or here. Okay. So you must affect his center line. So let's look at the angle again. One, or even here. Okay, but I have to have control the center line. So in the form, you either go for the center line in the middle gate or the upper gate. Okay, section 8. So this is the last sequence in the Ming Zhong. So Sergey, let's go through it. Low bong, pan. Low bong, pan, palm strike. Bong. In section 7, we have 3 sets of kicks or legs. In section 8, we have 4. This is the first one. It's lob, pull, and sweep. Pull, sweep. This is the second series of kick in section 8. Wrong bong cao, hei ge. This means that if you bong inside, then you can actually attack the lower gate. Gan zao, hok zao, gam zao, pak zao, and kick. This sequence here is side step or stepping in kick. Gam zao, stepping and kick. Gan zam zao. Gan zam with a sweep. Gan zam with a sweep. And this is 3 motion in 1. Again, express the completeness, the unity of Wing Chun. This is the last movement. Now, for Wing Chun to be effective, first begin with center line, which is basically what you try to train in the Silim Tao level. Then once you have the footwork, give you the movement to find the right angle. You see, my center is not influenced, I maintain, but he's redirected, then I don't need to move. Then from here, again, all the options on me. Now sometimes, we don't always stand still, but when we move with a purpose. That means we get a superior angle. So this will be an example of the same movement, but this time I'm not going to hold my ground. Okay, now you see this part I move, but still I have the upper gate. I still have contact controlling the middle gate, and then I'm in a superior position with the lower gate. So again, you see, you gotta know when to move, when not to move. If I move, it's to capture a better angle. If I don't move, then I better redirect his energy. But now I get the same results. So you see, the section 8 begin with 1, 2, 3. So when you're changing side or when you're maintaining the center, you have those two options. Redirecting energy, maintaining the center, or if you move, is to capture a superior angle. So if you have a superior center with the right angle, then you move less, and your opponents always have to move more. So again, we use the sequence from the dummy. So right now, I didn't really move anything. My center is maintained, I control his lower gates, and again, his center is crossed. It took no energy for me to really move him. So in application, you can see the effectiveness of Wing Chun. It's not about faster and stronger. It's about having a superior angle, but in order to do that, you gotta maintain your center first. So for this movement, you're not shifting. It expresses that you still have your own center line. Okay? But at the same time, we go side to side. Okay? Because in a situation that we are applying real techniques, sometimes you have to move to apply the superior angle. That's the movement part of this series here. Okay, a lot of people say Wing Chun, we don't use a lot of kicks. This is not true. So not only we have a lot of kicks, but it's simple and effective. It's a different way to use something very simple and effective. Not only we have kicks, we have a lot of sweep. So this is another variation of the sweep. Bong, lob, sweep. Bong, lob, sweep. One, lob, and sweep. Okay? One, lob, and sweep. This would be an example where I'm maintaining my center, or sometimes I can use more movements where I don't necessarily have to always catch with Bong Sao or Kuan Sao. Okay. Somehow, if I already see his hand extended, okay, this allows me to again use lock and sweep. Now in practice, you feel the energy, but it's very hard for someone to see the energy. It's one hand is pulling, and my foot is pushing. So you have one pull and one push. So the energy on the dummy is the opposite. Just like in Silim Tao, you have how I explain, you have a pulling and pushing type of energy. Again, this is more efficient. Okay, the next series is follow with another kick. We have a saying called Bong Cho Sao Hei Girl. If you bong the wrong hand, then you better use your legs. Now, what is the wrong hand? You see, right now, actually, we have kind of the same chance of hitting each other. He can punch me here, I can hit him here. But in Wing Chun, we don't want to be fair in a fight. It's life and death. You have to have a superior position, give you a better angle, because this is about reality. So from here, if I are in the inside hand bong, this is called bong toss out, because here I have a better angle. I can do a couple of things. One, I can move to create a better angle, or I can simultaneously take advantage of his low gate. Okay, let's see the right angle, what the section 8 Bong Toss Out Haker try to teach us. Again, JT punches. So this allows me quickly recover my bad position into where it turned into a weak position into a strong position. Again, watch slower. If I stay here, then it's whoever is faster wins, right? He could be very fast and okay. Or I could hit him too. So this is even. I want to be in a position where I can hit him or he cannot hit me. So you must adjust your angle. So even if you do the bong sao on the inside, doesn't mean that you're going to get hit right away. So that's why this helps you to recover that bad position. Bong sao sao hei girl. You see, this position here allows me quickly be able to recover the inside long bong sao. A series of combination of tok sao and gum sao. This expresses that you are going for the elbows for the top, and you're going for the thigh or the hip to stop the knee, or they try to kick you when you close range. Okay, so you have this combination here. 1, 2, 3. So the top going up, gum press going down. For example, okay, this is the most natural. Okay, you cannot go to the hands. If you go for the hands, then again, you don't have any advantage here. Or you say, okay, maybe I just punch him, well, then he push you or choke you at the same time. So you have to go to a position where you again control his arm. Okay, in order to control the arm is the elbow here. So, again, you can uproot him, destroy his center, follow up with a counter strike. Now, what about the gum sao? Could be a scenario where we already into grappling range. Suddenly he pulled me, tried to destroy my balance, and then maybe he is in the process of using his legs. Okay, you have to be able to go for a point where you destroy his balance. It could be the hip. If he needs me, so this is the best you can do is maybe just cover yourself, because strength-wise, his leg is stronger than my hand. So you really have to go towards the base, okay, and allow you to change the angles. Okay, so obviously, quick recovery of this technique, right? You have to be able to maintain your center, get rid of their hands, and then gum sao pressing. Right? So for example, from this angle, let's say JK already passed my guards, right? He comes in already in control. This is where grapplers would have the advantage. The same thing, they try to influence our center line, but this time it's more of an upper gate. So in this case, if I don't free this hand and I don't know what's going on, then next I could be getting hit with the knee, or I'd be going down on the floor. So you have to be quickly maintain your center and then get rid of his threat. Okay, if he attacks me again, okay, so this will be a quick situation where you take away his roots and protect yourself, both the upper gate and the gum sao for the lower gate attacks. Next we have hot and then the hitting kick. When you have distance, you still have the concept of loi lao, so I'm over here and suddenly he attacks me. I have to readjust. Okay, this is maintaining my position. I cannot just attack him from a weak position. So this footwork is really loi lao. So even if I'm ready to face him, sometimes he comes in really strong, so you need to readjust. Maybe he kicks me this time, right? So you just readjust. But this is the loi lao part. Now, loi lao cannot always loi lao, because I cannot just keep going loi lao and loi lao. So you always have loi lao hui song. So this is basically is one action. Loi lao hui song. Loi lao hui song. So this is dealing with how do you adjust the different position, dealing with the incoming energy. So there is momentum coming at you. So this is when you absorb and send off. Wing-Chun kicking, a lot of time is used to not just kick, but to destroy your opponent's center line. And the best way to do that is sweeping. In the previous section, we have a sweep that is from behind. We have a sweep that is really in front. The last part is gan zam sao, then this is express the sweep from the side. Again, in the previous section, we already demonstrated the sweep from the back. And then the lob sweep from the front, okay, or opposite direction. As I'm pulling him one way and I'm sweeping his foot this way, okay. The third one, which is the ganzamsu, expresses, let's say again he punches me, one sweep from the side. This is the position where the last sweep comes from, the side. The Wing Chun kicking is very extensive. You have kicks, you have footwork, you have balance, you have stepping and kicking same time, or kicking and stepping same time, and you can take your opponents down with a front sweep, the back sweep, and the side sweep. The last motion of this form express that Wing Chun is highly developed, that we can use both hands and both feet and be able to maintain simultaneous counter attack and maintaining body unity all in one action. As I mentioned before, ultimately the wooden dummy is apparatus for our Wing Chun system. Besides using different tools such as the pole, the knife, the sandbag, okay, there's also different methods you can practice. So we have a method called Da Hong Zhong, hitting the empty dummy. So this is basically repeating the combination, the sequence, but without the wooden dummy. This method helps the student to develop sense of flow, combinations, and reinforcing the memories so he can be able to react without having to think about the sequence. So Savvy is going to demonstrate the sequence of the dummy, but without the dummy. We call this Da Hong Zhong. Now we're going to have some question and answers. At this stage of training, there could be some misconceptions. Of course, we're learning new knowledge as well as more understanding of techniques. So we're going to have a few of my assistants have some questions for me, then we can clarify some of the misconception of the dummy training.
Okay. Yes, Ming, first question, how do you know what is the correct angle or what would be an improper angle?
Remember, the three key concepts to the dummy level is the proper angle. This is one of them. In Siedemtal, we don't turn, okay, it's because that we need to learn about center and establish centers so you understand the four gates. This is basic foundation. You learn how to stand before you learn how to walk. In Siedemtal, this will be Siedemtal response to the first technique of the wind dummy. Zhongsao. So if he comes in straight, the Zhongsao will be just going straight. But again, this is expression of Siedemtal level. But in reality, you must have proper angles. So for example, right? Maybe if he throw me a curve punch, then this angle is not safe anymore. So I need to change. So where do we get the footwork and the angle from is Chomkyu. So you must combine the center reference of Siedemtal to Chomkyu. Okay? Then even if he throws something off my center, I'm still okay. My hand's still on my center, but my angle changed. So you see, I still have a better position. If he comes with this, it doesn't work. So this is angles. Then we talk about energy. So imagine my energy is going away from him. So this is incorrect. So I want to combine the explosiveness of Ryuji, the angle, the footwork of Chomkyu, with the center line and the gates of Siedemtal. Then when we combine it, then you have a nice set of equipments to work their combinations. So that's why the angle is so important. So a lot of time, one misconception of Wing Chun is that a lot of time when we practice, we always square up. For example, Pak Sao, Lap Sao, Dan Chi Sao, Chi Sao. You see, the problem is that we always square up. But in actuality, this is training methods. But in a real situation, okay, why do I want to square up with him? This is the angle I want. So right away, first thing you learn about the dummy teach you all these angles. You know, the forms of the Moyan Zhong doesn't teach you just staying here alone. Okay, you cannot just do all your technique in the middle. Okay, when you go out to the side, then this is for applications. So this is the proper angles. This is why it's so important.
Mr. Ming, my question is, what exactly are the consequences of either being too far or too close to the wind dummy when you're practicing?
Okay. Again, because this is set up to, it's a mold to set up for the Wing Chun system training, right? Being too far is a positional problem. Okay, if you're too far, too close. So the angles and the position, it's all interrelated. So distance is obviously one factor. For example, if I do the first movement, I pull the neck, and if I am too far away, you cannot do that. So when Chun going back to Siedemtal, you learn that if you have the sixth gate correctly, you have ability to use two hands together simultaneously. So one of the problem with distance, if I stand more of a front and the back, yes, I can reach further. Okay, I can hit you, but I can only touch you one hand at a time. Okay? So if I come in here and you give me a good flank, so now I'm one-sided and he's got two hands on me, so this is weak. And also if you fight long distance, you have to be aware of that. It takes time to cover that distance. So Wing Chun is that we don't want to lose that part of the efficiency. You cannot be efficient if you have to travel long and waste a lot of time and use a lot of muscles. So distance become a very important factor. Sometimes your expression of the form may be like this. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. So in actuality, you're losing time when you do something like that. You don't have the luxury of just going in and out. So this is more refinements of distance. So this is very important because we stick. So if you watch this sequence again, we stick, continue to make contact, we stick. And then what is the shortest distance for the next movement? Not from here to here. It's from here, boom. Then what is the next movement? It's from the lower arm to the upper arm. Then I make contact. Once I have contact, then I can redirect. So I don't have a distortion of giving away too much space, which means you give away too much time. You know, it would be something like this. So every time I lose contact, that means I lose control. So this is not the correct distance. So, but they all interact. The angles and the distance has to be worked together.
Mr. Ming, I notice you see different types of energies used on the dummy. Sometimes they're really, really hard, and other times they're really, really soft. Is there a specific reasoning behind that?
Okay, very good questions. Remember, this is a very good device for proper energy, but the energy does not come from muscles. So if I really want to bang this up, I will use a hammer. Why I want to use my arm? The power of Wing Chun comes from proper angles, ability to retain your center, and avoiding your opponents. Does not come from force against force. Force against force works if you're bigger. But one day we get old. You know, right now I'm still healthy, but let's say 50 years from now, a 250-pound linebacker want to pick a fight with me. Then I cannot use my strength to beat him. I have to use a smarter way. So Wing Chun is about understanding a better angle, so I can still protect myself even I'm weaker. One thing about using too much energy is that we don't use the dummy to condition our arm. If you want to, this is a method. I don't say no, because well, if a student needs to condition their hands, you can use it. But this is not this is the basic level, not the advanced level. Advanced level is that you get the right angle. For example, we have a lot of gan zam sao. So if we just like bang each other's arm, then it's good business for tik da zao. But for skill-wise, doesn't really serve a higher purpose. So what is a better position or better use of this time, for example? So who has a better position now? James?
Use it.
Yeah, I can hit him. See, I can move in and hit him. So this is why we try to get the better angle, not just kind of use our arm. But if you want to, hey, you know, this is basic training. We do need to learn what is the contact like when you hit your opponent's arm. But hopefully when we are advanced, when we make contact, your opponents feel the pain and we still relax. So we should not use too much force. But on the other hand, sometimes we talk about, well, in order to be sensitive, you gotta relax. But this is a stage of practice where you should already have the attribute of relaxation. So if you go too soft, it does not give you the feedback to your structure. So in order to see if your structure is good, you gotta have enough energy. Then the reaction come back to you. Then you can feel you have a good structure or not. So you cannot be too hard or too soft.
I had another question, Mr. Ming. This is in reference to when exactly is the Wing Dummy typically taught in the curriculum?
Okay, a question like this is really a question of methods. Now, any sifu is called sifu because they have enough experience and knowledge and so forth. So each individual sifu could have a reason to teach you a certain skill. When and how is based on really the individual circumstances. For example, for me, I teach the dummy even at the student top level. By the time they finish the 3 forms, in my school, they already finished the Wing Dummy. Because like I said, you cannot have equipment there and then say, wow, this is the most advanced training. And then you wait until years later to learn the Wing Dummy. There are no secrets. So the sequence, the numbers, when you learn it, it's really, you have to look at the practical side. This ultimately is a tool. If you practice sitting tao without moving, the pak sao will look like this. If you talk about Tokyo level, then the pak sao will be like this. But this is already something you can do on the dummy. So that's why when we say we get to the dummy stage, there are no new techniques. It's true. Each form represents a different concept. Okay, so this is a tool that brings the concept together and mold it where it become more efficient, better position, better angle, and save time. So this is part of the reason that really when you're going to learn the dummy is based on the Sifu's individual methods. So, but if you have to learn the dummy after you learn 5 years of Wing Chun, this is too long. Wing Chun is supposed to be practical. Or you say, well, we got some secrets here. There are no secrets. The more drills you have, the more complicated it is. That's why Wing Chun is based on principle and concepts. Okay, it's Siling Tao introduced all the principle and concept in my Siling Tao series. So if you understand those principal concepts, you can see what we do here is the same. There's no different. So this is the efficiency of Wing Chun again.
That's great.
Mo Yan Zhong ultimately is a tool, and there are no secrets. The way I teach it, even at my school, even my Siling Tao students start to use the dummy already. Because if you think about, let's say you want to go to a health club to get in shape, you don't wait until you get in shape, then you use the equipment. So this is an apparatus. So we have to be flexible. Sometimes if the student caught up with the numbers of techniques or the sequence, it's like having so many options in the car and then the cars don't even run. The important thing is that we need to know how to use this tool properly, which is with the right practice will give us an understanding of application based on attributes, right energy, and then the right angles. So with this, I'd like to thank you, my students, assistants, Savvy, JK, and James. And hope you enjoy the series.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope that you find it informative as well as entertaining. This video was brought to you by TC Media, who also publish Kung Fu Qigong magazine and KungFuMagazine.com. These publications, as well as our vast video library, are just a portion of our offerings to you in the wide world of martial arts. Please take a brief moment to review our extensive collections of other products for the martial arts. Through our product fulfillment center, Martial Arts Mart, we bring you a complete selection of the highest quality products for the martial arts at affordable prices. We also offer valuable discounts and rapid delivery service by the most knowledgeable sales representatives. To receive a free catalog for yourself or your friends, please call us toll-free at 1-800-824-2433 or check out our online store at www.martialartsmart.com. Act now.